Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this lecture, I draw the three views of the given drawing in AutoCAD 2020. So, first I draw the A4 page. The length of A4 page is 210 millimeter and width of A4 page is 297 millimeter. So, I type command for rectangle and command window, specify first corner and then dimensions, and specify length for rectangle which is 210 millimeter and specify width for rectangle which is 297 millimeter. So now I draw margin line which is 10 millimeter offset from this line, 10 millimeter offset distance from this line, 10 millimeter offset distance from this line, and 10 millimeter offset distance from this line. So I type command offset, O for offset, in command window, specify offset distance which is 10 millimeter and specify object which is the required rectangle. Now I will draw three views in this region and third angle projection. So first I make different layers for different drawings. So click here for new layer and name this layer 1 as visible lines. Change the color from white to red color, and continuous line default. Change the width of this line to 0.3 millimeter. Now click on new layer and make a new layer for center line. Change the color of center line to yellow color. Click on OK. Change the continuous line. Click on load to center line. Similarly, make a new layer for hidden lines. Change the color to click OK, and hidden line, click on load. Hidden lines, click on OK. Make another layer for dimension lines. Change its color. Change the width of hidden line to 0.13 millimeter width, and change the width of center line to 0.18 millimeter. and change the width of center line to 0.18 millimeter. Now I first I do sheet division. For detailed sheet division, please go to my YouTube channel. Now the length of the front view is 80 millimeter, and the width of the front side view is 58 millimeter. In third angle projection, I will draw front view here and side view here. So the length from this line up to this line is 190 millimeter. So subtract 58 plus 80 from 190 and divide by 3. So the distance between this line and front view will be 17.3 millimeter. The distance between front view and side view is 17.33 millimeter, and distance between top view, side view and this margin line will be 17. And similarly, I can find the y, this distance between front view and top view. Similarly, distance between top view and this margin line, which is 48.33 millimeter. The sheet division is available on in my YouTube channel. So I type command line. This distance is 17. First I select layer of visible lines. Double click on this, so visible line is activated. Tick mark means that visible line is activated. So type L, start from this corner. This length is 17.33 millimeter, and length of Y is 48.33 millimeter. So start your front view from this corner. So as we know that the length of the front view is 80 millimeter. So type 80, and the width of the front view is, the height of front view is 74 millimeter. So type 74 millimeter. This is 80, and this is 74 millimeter. Delete these extra segments. This region is for front view and third angle projection. Now I draw box for side view here. So type line command. This distance is 17.33 millimeter. The height of side view is 74 millimeter. This is side view. Height of side view is 74 millimeter. Width of side view is 58 millimeter. This is 58 millimeter. (74) and 58. Delete this extra portion. Now distance between front view and top view is 48.33 according to sheet division. So draw line command. 48.33. Start your top view from here. The length of top view is 80 millimeter. The length of top view is 80. 10 plus 60 plus 10 is equal to 80 millimeter. So draw this line 80 millimeter. Width of top view is 58 millimeter from this point up to this edge. Total width is equal to 58 millimeter. delete this extra portion. So this is third angle projection. Here we will draw front view, here we will draw top view, here we will draw side view according to third angle projection, and draw a box here for write your name, section, registration number and scale, etc. So I will start from front view. So in the drawing, in the front side we will see this side. So first I will draw these lines. So in the front view, this distance is 10 millimeter and this distance is 24 millimeter. Here we see that this length is 14 and this length is 10. So total distance is 24 millimeter, and we can find this distance, as we know that the distance from this center line up to this line is 40 millimeter. The distance from this center line up to this line is 40 millimeter, and the diameter of this major circle is 28 millimeter. So radius is 14 millimeter. It means that distance from this side, this center line up to this line is 14 millimeter. So to find this length, subtract 14 from 40, so which is equal to 26. It means that this length is 26 millimeter. So this length is 24 millimeter, this is 26 millimeter, and this distance is 10 millimeter. So first I draw these lines. As we know that length from this corner up to this point is 24 millimeter. And this length is 26 millimeter. Similarly, I make another layer to draw front view, top view and side view, visible line for front view, top view and side view. So click on layers, name this layer as front view, top view and front view, top view, side view. Change the color to and continuous line. Now I draw front view, side view and top view in this layer. So as we know that length from this corner up to this end is 24 millimeter. Length of this corner is 24 millimeter. So type L for line command. This length is 24 millimeter. This length is 26 millimeter. and the length from this corner up to this end, this is 10 millimeter. Now I draw this line. The length of this line is 14 millimeter. And the length of this line is 26 minus 10. 26 minus 10, which is equal to 16. Now I can draw this image here with the help of mirror command. First we draw the center line, this center line, which is at a distance of 40 mm. Total length of front view is 80 millimeter, and this center line is at the mid of front view. So center line is at a distance of 40 millimeter from this edge. So first I draw center line. For center line, double click on center line to activate center line. So click on line command, distance of 40 millimeter. Now draw center line here. Delete this extra portion. Now I use mirror command to draw this image in this side. So type MI in command window, select object, for mirror, enter, select first point of mirror line, type MI for mirror command, select object, for mirror, enter, specify first point of mirror and specify second point of mirror. Now I draw this region. So the diameter of small circle and the diameter of major circle are given. The diameter of small circle is 14 millimeter and the diameter of major circle is 28 millimeter. If first I draw these two center line, then it will be easy to draw these circles, these semicircles. So first I draw this center line, the lower edges of this region, join the lower edges of this region, and as we know that the distance between this center line and this center line is 20 millimeter, so we can easily draw the second center line. So first join these two lines as a center line. So type L, this is center line, and we know that the distance between this center line and this center line is, second center line is 20 millimeter. So type L, distance 20 millimeter, delete this extra portion. So now we can easily two circles here and two circle here. The radius of minor circle is 7 millimeter and the radius of major circle is 28 millimeter. So I draw two circle of radius 7 millimeter and radius 14 millimeter. Similarly, I can draw two circle here having radius 7 millimeter and 14 millimeter. convert these to visible lines. Okay, is these circles are not center lines, so draw this circle again with the help of visible lines. 7 millimeter, 14 millimeter, 7 millimeter, and specify center and 14 millimeter. Now we can use trim command to trim extra portion of the circle. Command of trim is tr. Select object, enter, trim this region, trim this region, trim this region, trim this region. Now simply join this portion to, we can also trim this line, this semicircle. Enter, trim this region, enter. Now simply join this circle to this and join this semicircle to this semicircle, and join the major semicircle to this line, and join now this region is clear and adequate. Now I draw this portion. The width of this portion is 10 millimeter, 5 millimeter from right side from center line, and from 5 millimeter left side from center line. So I draw this with the help of a line command, 5 millimeter and and 5 millimeter to other side. Now delete these extra portions and trim these extra edges. So we can use trim command, enter, and trim this extra portion and this extra portion. This is clear. Now there are some hidden lines from the front side. This edge and this edge is hidden, which is not visible to us. So we can draw this edge 10 millimeter from this region and 10 millimeter from this side, this hidden line and this hidden line. So select hidden line from here, double clicks, tick mark means that hidden line is activated. So type L, then this corner 10 millimeter, and with the help of this line command 10 millimeter from this corner and draw hidden line. Trim extra portion. Trim this extra portion and trim this extra portion. Now front view is completed. Front view is completed. Now I draw side view. So first I draw this L shape. First and side view, the most simplest thing is this L shape. We know that the length is 58, width is 74. This length is total 10 plus 14 mean 24. So first I draw this L shape in side view. So from the rear I select front view, top view, side view. So first I draw L shape, line, this width is 24 millimeter. This length is 50 millimeter. So draw this line 50 millimeter. And directly join with this. Trim the extra portion. Delete these lines and join with the help of visible lines. This is 74 millimeter and join. This is L shape. This is L shape. Now we see this rectangle and side view. We see this rectangle, this triangle in side view. Now the length of this distance, we can find this distance in the triangle. Total height is 74 millimeter and the height from this even point up to this point is 14 plus 20 plus 14. So 14 plus 20 plus 14 is equal to 14 plus 14, 28. 28 plus 20 is equal to 48. So 74 minus 48 is equal to 78. 74 minus 48 is equal to 26 millimeter. So the height of this perpendicular distance is 26 millimeter. So we can easily draw this distance, and this height is, this base is 58 minus 24. So 58 minus 24 is equal to 58 minus 24 is equal to 34. So this length is 34 and this length is 26. this is 26 and this distance is 24. Trim, use trim command. Join this and join this. Erase extra portions. No need of this red line. Similarly, no need of this red line. Delete the extra portion. Join this. Delete this red line. Join by visible line. Delete this red line and join by visible line. Now there are some hidden lines. This region seems as a rectangle which is visible in this view. This is a rectangle. Now there are hidden lines. This edge which is 14 millimeter from this below edge, which is 14 millimeter, is seems as a hidden line. So I draw this as a hidden lines 14 millimeter from this side. As a hidden line, first I select hidden line. So line (14 millimeter). Delete this portion, no need of this, and trim this extra portion. Now in the side view, this edge is also hidden. This edge is also hidden, which is 10 millimeter from this side. So I draw this by offset distance of 10 millimeter. You can also use offset command. Draw O for offset command. Specify distance for offset command, which is 10 millimeter. Select object and this is visible line, this is not visible, this is hidden line. So leave this line and draw hidden line. Offset distance of 10 millimeter. Trim this extra portion by using trim command. So side view is completed. Finally, I draw top view here. So first extend this center line here. So select center from the layer and with the help of line command extend this center line. Now we start top view. So first I draw this portion. And the top view. So we know that this distance is 24 millimeter. So I start from this 24, then I join this region, then 24, then 10, then 10, then this line and join this line. So first I draw this simplest region. So first I select layer of visible region. Double click on this. So type L command for line and this length is 24. This length is 24 millimeter. Join this, delete, trim extra portion, join this length is 10 millimeter from the drawing. This length is also 10 millimeter. The length of this region is 60 millimeter. $10 and join this. Delete this extra portion, no need of this. Now I can draw this portion. The width of this portion is 10 millimeter. 5 millimeter from center line on one side and 5 millimeter from center line on the other side. So five millimeter and 5 millimeter on the other side. Trim the extra portion by using TR command. Enter. Trim this portion and trim this portion. Now this side is ready. Delete these extra portions. Now there are some hidden lines in top view. From top view, this line, which is 14 millimeter from center line, and this line other side 14 millimeter from on the other side, these are visible lines. So I draw these visible line, 14 millimeter from center line on one side and 14 millimeter on the other side from center line. from center line 14 millimeter, and 14 millimeter on the other side. Similarly, the edges of minor circle are invisible hidden, which is 7 millimeter on one side from center line and 7 millimeter on other side of center line, which are hidden. So first I select hidden line, and now I draw two lines. Seven millimeter on one side and 7 millimeter on other side from center line. Delete extra portions. Trim these extra portions by using trim command. Now there are in the front view this edge and this edge is hidden, which is 10 millimeter from this portion and 10 millimeter from this portion. So I draw two hidden lines here. Hidden line is already selected. 10 millimeter and 10 millimeter on the other side. Delete the extra portion. Now top view is completed. Delete this red line and join by visible line. First select visible line from here, top view, front view and side view. Type L for line command, join this, delete this line, join by visible line, delete this red line, join by visible line. Now front view, side view and top view are completed in third angle projection. You can type your name, section, registration number, scale, etc. in this region. So type text for text command, enter, specify start font of text. I will start from this region. Specify height. By default its height is 2.5 mm. You can change up to 4 or 5 millimeter. Specify rotation angle of text. So by default rotation angle is 0. Now type here your name, your registration number, your name, your registration number, your section, height angle is 0, your registration number, height is 5, rotation angle is 0, your registration number, your section, scale, etc. And at the last you can give dimension to different length and different width of the drawing. So do not repeat any dimension. You can give dimensions by typing dimension command. Length from this region up to this region is, first change the to dimension and then type dim. This dimension is 80 units. Similarly, you can first font and this dimension is 74. Similarly, you can give dimension to each length and each width. Do not repeat dimensions. Now finally you can convert this file to PDF. You can directly print or can convert this file into PDF. So go to this, print, and print, go to plot. Here first select drawing to PDF from here, then select A4 page which is already selected, and here select window. In the window you select first font of the drawing and last font of the drawing. So and center the plot, then OK, then give the name PDF file of drawing in the PC or in desktop. Click on save. This is the final PDF file. So this is your final 3 views, and you can type here name, registration number, section, scale, and give dimension to each region. Thank you. For more videos, please like and subscribe my YouTube channel.